Hi everyone, I will be reading the week 11 quiz to you. This particular quiz does have a total of 10 questions. When you get to the bottom, please make sure that you click submit quiz so that it shows up correctly in your grade book. Question 1, when discussing immigration, we talk about push and pull factors for moving. Match the definitions and examples as either push or pull factors. You have the definition of a push factor, example of a pull factor, example of a push factor, and definition of a pull factor. Option 1 is factors that encourage people to choose a certain place to move over other options. 2 is factors that encourage people to leave their homeland. 3 is poverty and difficulty getting a job would be an example of blank. 4 is political and religious freedom would be examples of blank. Question number 2. In the early 1900s, America saw a shift of immigrants coming from Northern and Western Europe, such as England and France, instead of the previous immigration from Southern and Eastern Europe, such as Italy and Poland. Question number 3, which statements are true regarding the reasons immigrants chose to live in cities as they entered the United States in the late 1800s or early 1900s? Select 2 answers. This is not just a regular multiple choice. You need to select 2 answers. They wanted to participate in city politics. They had family and friends who lived there. Their visas required them to live in the cities. There were more job opportunities in the cities. Number 4, which is not a way in which cities of the late 1800s became more stratified or separated: ethnicity, race, class, or gender. Why was immigration through Angel Island in California more difficult than immigration through Ellis Island in New York? Angel Island was also used as the local prison, so there wasn't a lot of space available for incoming immigrants. Asians immigrated through Angel Island, and there was more prejudice against them. Angel Island was farther from the mainland, so it was harder to find workers who would travel out to process immigrants. Or Ellis Island received more funding and could operate more efficiently. Question number 6. The rise of nativism towards the end of the 1800s led to what? Choose 2 answers. Immigrants were welcome to increase the diversity that makes up the melting pot of America. Laws were passed limiting the numbers of new immigrants into the country. Immigrants were attacked by groups of Americans who worried they would take away their jobs. New immigrants were granted citizenship quicker. Question number 7, which of the following statements is not true about the government's response to immigration in the late 1800s or early 1700s? Creation of a committee to make the process to bring immigrants to the United States easier, passage of the Chinese Exclusion Act, created the Dillingham Commission that determined the new immigrants coming to the United States were not as intelligent as the early 1800s. The policies that were created eventually brought an end to the large wave of immigration by 1924. What was the National Origins Act? The act required all citizens to prove their citizenship and dedication everywhere they went. This act forced all immigrants to become American citizens and pledge loyalty to democracy. This act limited the number of aliens the United States would accept from any country during a given year. It also banned immigrants from Japan and China. This act banned immigrants from all European countries. Which of the following describes the differences between early immigration and recent immigration? There is no difference. The early immigration saw populations from Europe, while recent immigration from Latin American and Asian countries. C, the early immigration had high Jewish populations while recent immigration is European-based. Or the last option, more settlers arrive in recent immigration compared to early immigration. I'll read that once more. Sorry. More settlers arrive in recent immigration compared to early immigration. We'll actually be phrasing this last one now that I'm reading that. It's a little bit unclear. We're going to rephrase it to more settlers are arriving in recent immigration trends compared to early immigration trends for that last one. I'll read that one more time. More settlers are arriving in recent immigration trends compared to earlier immigration trends. And question 10, which country makes up the highest percentage of immigrants in our current U.S. population? China, India, United Kingdom, and Mexico.